Blessings, beautiful people. So I invite you to begin in Shavasana with your left hand over your heart space, your right hand over your belly. So bring yourself into Shavasana, legs out straight if you can. Got Miss Lulu here today. So left hand on your heart center, right hand on your belly, and soften or close your eyes. As always, if you need to pop something underneath your head, so if your head drops back or whatever, then please just pop a small cushion or something underneath your head and soften or close your eyes. So this week we're focusing on Asteya. Asteya, often translated as non-stealing or non-grasping, non-hoarding. So basically being content with what you have, rejoice in the way things are. And so the quote was, when you realize that there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. So be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. So it's about living with acceptance, gratitude, and a sense of abundance. And it doesn't mean that it's wrong to desire more. This is the thing. It's not wrong to want more. But when we come from a place of lacking, we live in a society nowadays that kind of constantly teaches us that our life would be so much better if we had this bright shiny thing, or if we looked a certain way, and we get caught up in it. We buy things to make ourselves feel better, and it works for about 5 minutes, and it's about being content with the way things are, even if you want more. So it's nothing wrong with me wanting nice things, as long as I'm not coming from a place of not having enough, or not coming from a place of lack. And one of the ways that we can apply that on the mat is to accept things as it is. So not stealing your peace of mind by comparing yourself. This is a big one. I mean, I do it. I compare myself to other teachers, always convince myself that everyone else is much better than me, much more intelligent, much more popular, much more blah, 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 blah. And that can steal my sense of peace. That can steal my sense of enjoyment from what I do if I'm constantly feeling that I'm not good enough. And on the mat, comparing yourself to others. I mean, it's easier when you're at home doing it on your own, you're not comparing yourself to others. But so often in a class, I see people and they're looking at the person next to them and they're pushing beyond where they should go today. And that's stealing their sense of peace. So it's about accepting wherever you are right now and feeling joyful, feeling playful, feeling grateful. And so it's not wrong to want to go a bit further in a pose, as long as it's not your ego. And by that, I mean, I've often looked at a picture of someone doing a really kind of fancy, complicated pose, and I thought, I wish I could do that. And I thought to myself, but why would I want to do that? And the answer has always been because it looks good, because then I could show off and say, oh, look at me, look at what I can do. So I don't look at it and think, oh, I'd love to be able to do that because it'll feel good. It's because it looks good. And that's where we are stealing from ourselves by wanting to do something just because it looks good. That's our ego. If you want to do something because it feels good, if you want to do something because it will make our life better in some way, that's okay. So we can feel and experience gratitude in the moment. We can feel and experience joy in the moment as everything is, without wishing it were different. And that is when we find true peace, by feeling joyful in the moment, even as we want more, if that makes sense. So I want you to just a moment, just observe the qualities of your heart space. So if I was to say, feel into your heart space, how does it feel right now? Does it feel open and expansive, or does it feel closed and contracted? Does it feel hot or cold? Does it feel empty or full? Does it feel smooth or spiky? Does it feel expressive or dull? Is it bright, or is it, is it alive? Is it open? Or if you imagine your heart, is it like locked in a box with chains around it, or a wall around it? Or is it like a garden where it's beautiful and open? So just allow whatever comes to mind. There's no rights or wrongs, okay? So any thoughts, feelings, symbols, sometimes we experience things in symbols. Sometimes you just get a sense of something. Sometimes you might think of a color or even a shape or whatever, or a smell even. So whatever comes to mind when you think about the qualities of your heart right now, just allow whatever it is to come to mind in whatever shape, way, or form that it arises. And if you wish, we can bring in some affirmations throughout the practice. I experience joy in this now moment. I experience gratitude in this now moment. I experience abundance in this now moment. Maybe ask yourself, how would you feel right now if you truly believed that you had everything you need? If you trusted that you have everything you could possibly need right this moment? Again, it's not about, being wrong to want more. It's not about, oh, it's selfish to want more than you need or anything like that. It's only selfish if you want more at the expense of others, or if you think that you don't have enough, if you're coming from a place of trying to fill a void. But whereas if you may desire things, I would love to have more money because I would love to be able to help people. But if I come from a place of, oh, I don't have enough, that's when it's not good. Or if it's a case of, I want more, so I want to take it from everyone else, that's being selfish. If it's a case of, I would love more money because I could help so many people, then that's not selfish, is it? If I want to be able to do more so I can do more for other people, then that's not selfish. But as long as, again, I'm not doing it from a place of not having enough. So we can experience gratitude, we can experience abundance in the now moment. We're taking another nice deep breath in and let it out. I'm just going to do a couple of exercises just to get the energy flowing, get the blood flowing, get the energy flowing. So bring the arms down beside you. We're going to do a cross crawl. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, take the right arm overhead. Bring the left knee in towards you. Inhale, replace. Exhale, switch. Inhale, replace. Breathing out and in, out and in. So it's almost like you're marching on your back. This helps to connect right and left side of the body. You get the energy flowing from one side to the other. Get your heart rate up. Get the blood flowing through the body. As always, if you go a little bit slower, you go a little bit slower. Three, two, one. Relax the arms. Take a big breath in. Hold the breath and tense all the muscles in the body. Squeeze your arms, your legs, squeeze your inner organs. Hold. And when you need to breathe out, gently release for that rush of energy, of blood flowing through your body. Then flex your feet, arms down beside you. This time you're going to inhale, raise the right arm, left leg straight up to vertical. Pause for a second. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, raise the other arm and leg. And exhale, lower again. So it looks like you're marching with straight arms and legs. Also helps to warm up, wake up your hamstrings. Inhaling up, exhale down. So going a little bit slow off this one. As you reach one arm and leg up, press the other arm and leg down into the mat. Keep flexing the feet. And again, we're stretching out, warming up into the hamstrings. Try to press your shoulders down into the mat. 3, 2, 1. Relax everything. Take a big breath in. You can tense every muscle in the body. Squeeze as tight as you can. And exhale. And release. Raise both legs up to the ceiling and just start to shake out the legs, shake out the feet, shake out the toes, shake out the ankles, shake out the calf muscles. Imagine shaking out all the cells in the body. Shake out the knees. Full breaths in and out. Shake out the thighs. Shake out the gluteal muscles. Shake out the pelvis. Shake it out so vigorously. It's like you're kind of about to bounce along the floor. And full breaths in and out. And inhale, tense all the muscles in your legs. Hold. And exhale, slowly lower down. Notice how your legs feel after that. Again, you may feel the energy flowing through your lower body. And raise your arms up. Shake out the hands. Shake out the fingers, the palms of the hands, the wrists, your forearms, elbows, upper arms. Shake it all out. Shake out the shoulders. Get as vigorous as you can, so it's almost like you're bouncing along the floor. Breathe in and out. Inhale, tense all the muscles. Hold, squeeze, really tense those muscles. Tense your shoulders, tense your chest. And then exhale and release. Inhale, stretch out the arms and legs, full body stretch. Exhale, hug the knees in. Lift the tailbone off the floor slightly. Inhale, stretch. Stretch as much as you can. Exhale, hug the knees in. This time, inhale, stretch. Draw your belly button in. So as you curl the knees in, curl the upper body off the floor. Try and bring your nose to your knee, but without tensing your shoulders. So relax your shoulders. Hold for a moment or two. Inhale, extend the arms and legs. Exhale, hug in, nose to knees. And then hold on around or behind your knees and rock and roll along the spine. Give yourself a good massage on the spine. Big vigorous move. If there's any discomfort, then make the movement smaller. Then come up to sitting and bring yourself over and around onto your hands and knees. So hands under the shoulders, spread out the fingers, knees underneath the hips, and just kind of like bring a little bit of movement in. You can kind of shift side to side, lifting one hand up then the other. Maybe move the head a little bit, whatever way feels good for you. Just kind of getting your bearings. And then just drawing little circles around your wrist. Try and press into the whole hand. Breathing in. Breathing out. Going round the other way. I feel joyful in this now moment. Coming back, this time taking the hips towards the heels of the hands and back and around. Almost like you're really kind of lazy movement at the head. Move as it wishes to. Deep breaths in and out. So again, there's no rights or wrongs. You know, once we get out of our head, going, oh, I don't know if I'm doing it right, blah, 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 blah. The body knows how to move. It really does. The body loves to move. We're going to change direction and go around the other way. Again, you can make the movement as big or as small as you like. Just let the breath move you. Now we're going to come into like a little puppy dog pose. So you're going to lift your tailbone. You're going to walk the hands out as far as you can. Sink the chest down towards the floor. Then when you get there, maybe see if you can bring the backs of the hands or the sides of the hands to the floor. Just give your hands a little bit of a rest. You can wiggle your tail side to side a little bit. So we're trying to open up the front of the chest. You can maybe roll your head a little bit side to side. And after your next exhale, lift your head and just start to walk. Your hands in towards you. Come up onto your knees. Maybe you can add some extra padding onto your knees. We come into eagle arms. So bring the right arm on top. Bend at the elbows. Try and keep the elbows together. So remember, if the elbows don't stay together, maybe try and drop the bottom hand down so you can use the bottom arm to keep the top elbow on the center line. If the elbows do stay together, you can bring the backs of the hands or the palms together, but it's more important to keep the elbows in towards each other. Now lift the elbows, relax the shoulders, push your hips forward a little bit. It's almost like a little camel pose. Relax shoulders away from ears. Squeeze your butt. Open. And bring the left arm on top again. Find your eagle arms. So don't worry if they don't look like mine. So you might look like this. That's okay. So if you're broad-shouldered or quite round in the shoulder, you may not be able to keep your elbows together, and that's okay. Find the variation that suits you. So you're going to stretch across the upper back. Lift the elbows, relax the shoulders, push the hips forward slightly, squeeze your butt, lift and open through the heart space. Try not to tense your shoulders. And gently release, come back down onto your hands and knees. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, draw your heart forward, just looking slightly along the floor. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, scoop the belly button to the spine, draw your chin to your chest. So inhale, flex, lifting the tailbone, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, arching up. So the arms kind of stay straight. The movement's all in your spine. Flexing the spine one way, then the other. Then on your next in-breath, extend that right leg out, heart forward. As you exhale, draw that knee in and lift through the back of your heart. So it's the same movement with your spine. So you're still doing that same flexing and arching with the spine. We're just adding, so imagine your leg is like your tail. Imagine your leg is an extension of your spine. So as you extend the leg out, you're lifting the tailbone up. As you draw the knee in, you're tucking the tailbone under, breathing in and out. And pausing for a second at each end of the move. and out. Then this time extend that leg out, tuck the toe under, press through that heel, almost like you're in plank position or half plank. You're in plank on one side of the body. Draw your belly button in, relax your shoulders, and imagine stretching through that heel, lifting the front of the thigh upwards. Imagine a line of energy from your left, from your left crown of your head, from the crown of your head to that heel. Then we're going to spin this left foot around and we're going to turn. Now I always tend to adjust that foot and bring it in line with the knee. So you've got the hand, knee, foot in alignment. Lift the arm up. You can always place a block underneath your hand if you wish. Reach through the fingertips, squeeze your butt, pushing the hips forward. Stretch through the fingertips, lift your side waist away from the floor. Nice deep breath in and out and in and out. Bring yourself back around. So spin yourself back around. Bring the knees under the hips. Now just notice where your right hand is. We're going to bring your right shoulder, right side of your face, to that point. So you're going to slide the hand under as far as you can. Instead of trying to go all the way, bring your shoulder down to that point. So then you're looking at your left hand, press down into that left hand and lift and twist. Both knees stay on the floor because otherwise we have a tendency to kind of like try and take the arm all the way through, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to come this way just to show you. So you want to literally come as far as you can, then bring your shoulder down so it's away from that hand and lift and twist, pressing into that left hand, looking, nice deep breath in and out. Then breathe in. As you breathe out, reverse the move. Come back up onto your knees. Eagle arms again, right arm over the top. Lift the elbows again. You might be here somewhere, you might be here. Push the hips forward slightly, lift through the chest. Lift the elbows, but relax the shoulders so you're not tensing your shoulders. Open through your heart space. Breathe in and out. Inhale, open, switch. Left elbow, left arm on top. So you can find your variation. Lift the elbows, relax the shoulders. Lift and open through your heart space. Pushing the hips forward slightly. And gently release. Come back onto hands and knees. Hands under shoulders. Knees under hips. And inhale, lift the tailbone, heart forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, lift through the back of the heart, press the floor away. Inhale, flex, imagine making space between your vertebrae. Exhale, arching up. Inhale, this time as you breathe in, extend that left leg out. Again, your leg becomes an extension of your spine as you arch up, drawing that knee towards the nose. Hold for a second, lifting through your core. Inhale, extend, spread out the ball of the foot. Exhale, draw it in. So the arms again stay straight. The movement is in your spine and your legs. Become an extension of your spine. Extend that leg out, tuck the toe under, coming into plank on that side. So press through that heel, relax the shoulders. So again, as if you're in plank pose on the left side of the body. Then spin that right foot around, come onto the side edge, and you can adjust that left foot. And if the ground feels too far away, you can use a block to place under your hand. So lifting away from the floor. So even though I can touch the floor, that feels a little bit better for me. It feels like a better sense of alignment. So if I can have my hand on the floor, but it just feels like a little bit of tension around my top ribs, whereas taking the hand on the block just means I can relax my top shoulder a little bit more. So don't be afraid to use the props. Even if you can do something, there might be an even better way of doing it. Nice deep breath in and out. And spin yourself back around. So again, we're coming into a twist. So where your left hand is, that's where your shoulder is going to be. So you're going to slide the hand over as far as you can before you start to bend. Then you're going to bring your shoulder, the side of your head, down. Notice how far away I am from this hand, pressing into that right hand. So I'm spinal twisting the upper back. Nice full deep breaths in and out. And in and out. And press into that hand. Lift yourself back up. From here, we're going to set ourselves up for down face dog. So you're going to tuck the toes under. Just going to sit back to your heels. And if you've got any toes that feel like they're not quite free, free them. So if you've got any toes that feel like they're sticking, free them a little bit. So to have a little stretch here of your feet, stretching out the soles of your feet. Practice tucking the elbows kind of in and sliding the shoulder blades down. So we don't want to come up with a tension. We want to have space around your ears. I'm just doing a couple of little movements here, whatever feels good for you. Loosen up the shoulders, maybe a little cat kind of flex as well. Try and draw the shoulder blades away from your ears. Have your arms a little bit wider than shoulder width. Strong arms. Now, so often people kind of come forward and then up and back. You want to try and keep your butt on your heels. That's why I try and encourage people to look towards their toes rather than looking at your hands. If you look at your hands, that's why we tend to come forward. So try and look towards your toes, relax the shoulders, press into your hands so much that your knees come off the floor. Keep pressing into your hands, press into all 10 fingertips as you start to slowly open up the backs of the knees, still looking at your toes. Now take the feet about mat width apart. Maybe wag your tail a little bit side to side, stretching out the inner thighs a little bit as well. Now look towards your hands, and we're going to walk our hands towards our feet. When you get there, circle out your hands, loosening up into your wrists. And around the other way. And bend your knees deeply. Press into your feet and slowly, super slowly, like you're going in super slow motion. Roll up through the spine. And your head comes up last. And then coming to the middle of your mat, we're going to do like a gratitude Kriya, taken from Kundalini Yoga. Let me just grab another drink to get rid of the desert in my mouth. So we're going to go slowly to begin. So we start off in the middle of the mat like this, feet either hip width or a little bit closer. Spread out your toes. We're in a kind of mountain pose. You bring the hands, go little fingers together, palms upwards, in a gesture of openness and receptivity. So stretching up through the crown of the head, shoulders relaxed. Full breath in. And full breath out. Yeah, full breath in, breathing from roots to crown. And full breath out. Now from here, we're going to step the right foot back. Now we're going to step it back to the outside edge of the mat. So it's like a pyramid pose. We're coming into it in reverse. So straighten both legs, hips are square, firm up the thighs, and we're going to open the arms out into a gesture of openness. So I'm open and receptive to all things wonderful. You can look forward or you can lift your eye gaze, squeeze your butt open through your heart. Imagine literally opening your heart space. Full breath in and out. And find a point to focus on. We're going to come into a tree pose variation. So we're going to bring the weight onto that foot. You're going to bring the hands to the heart. And you're going to bring your back foot, if possible, cross it over your shin. If you need to, you can rest the toe on the floor. So a gesture of gratitude. I feel grateful in this now moment. Everything is perfect in this now moment. Then we're going to step this right foot forward, coming to the outside of the mat into archer pose, similar to warrior one. Extend the arms out, give me a thumbs up, and draw your left arm back, shooting your arrow. Now imagine this is your setting your arrows of desire, your arrows of intention. So imagine something that you would like or something you're grateful for in your life. And firing off your arrow of intention, your goal, your arrow of desire. Then stepping back to where we started, little mountain pose, being open and receptive, ready to receive all the wonderful things that life has to offer. Then we're going to step the left foot back again, stepping to the outside edge of the mat. Straighten the legs, firm up the thighs, reach and open the arms, lift and open through your heart space, spread out the fingers as well, get a bit open and receptive to all things wonderful. And then find a point to focus on, bring the hands to your heart and come into your tree pose. Again, foot against shin or resting toe on the floor. And feeling gratitude in this now moment. And stepping that left foot forward, bend that left knee, back leg straight, extend the arms out, give me a thumbs up, pull back your arrow, relax the shoulders, imagine gazing off into infinity, firing your arrows of intention. And stepping back, being open and receptive to all things wonderful. Again, coming from a place of feeling full, feeling already full, feeling that nothing is lacking, everything is wonderful. So we do one movement, one breath. So right foot steps back. Inhale, open. Tree pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Step that right foot forward. Inhale, draw back your bow. Exhale to mountain pose. Left foot steps back. Inhale, open. Exhale, mountain pose. Left foot forward. Inhale, draw back your bow. Exhale, mountain pose. Right foot. Inhale, open heart. Exhale, tree pose. Inhale, archer. Exhale, mountain. Left foot. Inhale, open heart. Exhale, tree pose. Inhale, archer. Exhale, mountains. Go for 2 more. Right foot. Inhale. Archer, tree pose. Exhale. Right foot forward, archer. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot. Breathe in. I feel grateful in this now moment. Exhale, tree pose. I feel joyful in this now moment. Left foot forward, archer. I feel abundant in this now moment. And exhale back to mountain. Last time, right foot. Inhale, open. Exhale, tree. Inhale, archer. Exhale, mountain. Last time, left foot, breathing in. And out, tree. Inhale, archer. Exhale, back to mountain pose. Take a full breath in. And out. And in. And out. We're just going to do a couple of rounds of our sun salutation with our goddess pose. So just coming to the front of your mat, feet under the hips or a little bit closer together, standing up nice and tall. We inhale, we reach up, we bend the knees, we exhale, lead with the heart, forward, fold. We inhale, we lift halfway. We exhale, fold fingertips beside toes. We bend the knees, we take the right foot back. Inhale, make sure the front knee is directly over the ankle. We're coming into warrior two. So we exhale, plant the back foot down. So we're in a warrior two lower body. Then we inhale, lift up into warrior two. Then we come up, we turn the feet forward. We turn the toes in and we come into goddess pose. Now you can be kind of funky and come into eagle arms if you wish. So right arm on top, sinking down into your goddess pose, knees out, tailbone tucked under, relax the shoulders. If not, prayer pose is perfect. And inhale, come back into warrior two, left foot front. Exhale, spin around into your lunge, step back to plank. Inhale, knees, toes. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, come forward onto the hands and knees. Inhale, cat flex. Exhale, cat arch. Inhale, flex, tuck the toes under. Sit bum to heels, long exhale, back into down face dog. Then lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step, jump, or walk. Even if you don't land all the way, that's okay. You can go last little bit, walk last little bit. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply, ragdoll. Inhale, unfurl, coming all the way up. Reach the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Remember, no comparing yourself, not even the last week's version of yourself. Left foot, step back, lunge. I feel joyful in the present moment. Exhale, plant the back foot down. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. I feel grateful in the now moment. Turning, finding your goddess pose, either hands to prayer or eagle arms, left arm on top, your variation. So spine nice and tall, squeeze the butt. Inhale, open back out. Two, little warrior two, shoulders over hips, windmill. Long exhale, lunge, back to plank. Inhale, knees, toes. Exhale to child's pose. Come on to hands and knees. Inhale, cat flex. Exhale, arch. Inhale, flex, toes touch, sit under heels first, ears in line with arms, press back into down dog. If you struggle to jump, step or walk forward, take a step forward first to shorten the distance, then lift the heels, bend the knees, so you've got less distance to travel. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply, roll up through the spine, inhaling, unfurling all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Last round, breathe in. And out, lead with the heart. Find that sense of joyfulness. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Fingertips beside toes, right foot. Inhale, make sure the front knee is directly over the ankle before you go anywhere else. So plant the back foot down, so you're in a warrior two lower body. So this knee is in line with the ankle. Climb up the thigh if you need to. Now lift up. Then coming, exhale into goddess pose. If you're doing eagle arms, right arm, on top. Doesn't really matter, really, but right arm on top. Press those knees out. Inhale, open to warrior two. Exhale, lunge, plank, knees, toes. Exhale, child's pose. Forward onto hands and knees. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, over the back of the heart. Inhale, heart forward, tuck the elbows in, sit bum to heels, look to toes. Exhale, press back into down dog. Take a step if you need to. Lift the heels, bend the knees, step, jump, or walk. You can step forward, you can walk forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, ragdoll. Inhale, roll up through the spine, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Last one. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Left foot. Inhale, stretch it back, heart forward. Exhale, plant the back foot down. Inhale, power up, strong legs. Exhale, turn into your goddess pose. Press those knees out. Inhale, turn back. Woo, a little wobble there. Into warrior two. Exhaling, lunge, plank. Inhale, knees, toes. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale, hands and knees, heart forward. Exhale, lift through the back of the heart. Inhale, heart forward, tap the toes, sit bum to heels, press back, down face dog. Take that little step if you need to. Shorten the distance, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Use the legs, press into the hands as you try and step forward. Land with bent knees if that feels safer for you. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, ragdoll. And inhale, unfurl. Like a flower rising up. And exhaling, hands to heart. Then coming back to where we started, back to Shavasana. Left hand on your heart space, right hand on your belly. Legs wide, shake the legs out. Again, pop some under your head if you need to. Soften or close your eyes. Notice how your heart rate may be slightly elevated. Your breathing may be slightly elevated, and that's okay. Feeling the energy flowing around your body, that abundance of energy. So Asteya, non-stealing. As I said earlier, so many of us, well, all of us really, because we're constantly bombarded with messages that our lives and ourselves are lacking in some way. You know, we'd feel so much happier if we had this thing or that thing. And the thing is, you know, we so often buy into it. You know, as women, we end up with hundreds of bottles of potions that, you know, promise to make us look 20 years younger. And, you know, we buy different clothes, we buy this, that, and the other, hoping it's going to make us feel happy. And as I said right in the beginning, there's nothing wrong with wanting more. I want to go on holiday. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean my life is lacking in any way. It just means I would love to go out and explore. So I can go out and explore around England. But there's nothing wrong. If I was to feel, oh God, life's rubbish, blah, 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 it'll only be good if I go on holiday, that's when it's not good. If it comes from a place of, oh, I'd love to see more of this beautiful planet, even though where I live is amazing, that's still coming from a place of feeling full already. And that's the difference. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. And as I said, we can steal our own peace, our own joyfulness when we're on the mat by thinking, oh God, I should be able to do this, I should be able to do that, or they're doing this and I'm the only one who's struggling, and blah, 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 blah. So it's also about feeling a sense of acceptance whilst we're on the mat, and a sense of gratitude for what our bodies can do. I was talking to someone the other day, a new student, and she was a chiropodist, and so she's very, very hunched, very, very round, very, very tight and tense. But I noticed she was doing some things a lot more easily. And I pointed out, and I said, wow, you can do that. A couple of weeks ago you were struggling. And she was like, yeah, but I can't do this. I'm like, yeah, but hang on. A few weeks ago, you couldn't do what you've just done. And too often, that is a perfect example of stealing our own peace. She was so ready to give, I still can't do this, and totally miss the fact that, yeah, but a few weeks ago, you couldn't do what you just did. And we all do it, we all do it. I do it as well. So it's about being content with what you have. You can still strive to do more, but don't forget to take time to really celebrate and be content with what you have, what you are, what you can do. And there are days when you won't be able to do something, days when it's like, oh, I could do this easily last week. There's certain poses that I used to be able to do and nowadays just don't feel so good, so I don't do them. But I try not to get too upset about it, because that is a waste of time. That is stealing my precious time and energy. So it's about living with acceptance, gratitude, and a sense of abundance. So as you're lying on the floor, you can, if you wish, repeat the following affirmations in your own mind, observing all and any thoughts, feelings, emotions that may arise. I feel joyful in this now moment. I feel grateful in this now moment. I feel abundant in this now moment. I experience joy in this now moment. I experience gratitude in this now moment. I experience abundance in this now moment. I am alive to the abundance that surrounds me. And I celebrate the abundance of others. I am alive to the abundance that surrounds me. And I celebrate the abundance of others. And notice how that feels. So often you have people who don't have much, but even if they have a lot, they're still focusing on what they don't have, and they begrudge other people. People who aren't in a loving relationship, who begrudge everyone else who is. People who go and vandalize someone's car because it's a nice, expensive car. You know, people who are bitter about other people having more, or what they perceive as more. And here's the thing, it's what we perceive. You know, you've probably all seen videos of people like in third world countries who don't have a lot monetary wise, yet they look joyful. You know, they're playing football with a rolled up plastic bag or something, you know, yet they feel joyful, they're smiling, they're happy, they've got a sense of community. And it's that sense of abundance. It's what makes you feel abundant. And before you finish, I want you to think of when you feel abundant, or when you feel full, when your heart feels full, if that's a better way to explain it. When does your heart feel full? So, for example, when I'm spending time with my animals, you know, and they're just, there's nothing, they're not looking for anything other than my love and affection. Or when I'm at the field for the horses, and I rent a field for the horses, and it's surrounded by beautiful old trees, and I'm listening to the birds and the sun shining, that's when I feel full, I feel abundant, I feel like life is just, you know, there's nothing to add. It's everything that I need. Now, if you think about it, a lot of people who've got loads of money, they're actually probably very empty inside, because they've got all the money, they've got all the toys, you know, but they're discovering that money doesn't buy you happiness, you know. Yes, it makes life easier, but it's not the money that makes life easier. It's the sense of what it can do for you. So if you had never had to worry about paying bills, if the bills were just wiped out, if money was wiped out, so you didn't have to pay your mortgage, it was all just done, you wouldn't worry, you'd feel full. You know, we feel empty because we're fearful. We're fearful of losing our house, fearful of paying our bills, this, that, and the other. Whereas when we focus on what we have and what makes us feel full, you know, friendship, having a laugh, you know, that kind of thing, that's when we remember that we are truly fulfilled, we are truly abundant, and we can celebrate the abundance of others rather than feeling bitter. So just noticing the qualities of your heart now compared to when we started. With no right or wrong, no better than, just simple curiosity. So if your heart felt open and expansive before, does it feel even more open and expansive? Sometimes it might feel like your heart area is fuller, as if your rib cage is expanded. You know, if your physical heart, has it grown? If there's, imagine a garden, is it now like a forest? So again, just simply noticing, do you feel even more expansive? Does it feel like you can breathe with greater ease? And if there was a symbol or a shape or color that epitomizes your qualities of your heart right now, what would that be like? Always remember there's no rights or wrongs. Have a bit of fun with it. It can be really weird, really boring, really random. It's all perfect. And taking another nice deep breath in. And let it go. And just starting to stretch out your arms and legs, moving in whatever way feels good for you. In your own time, in your own way, bringing yourself back up to sitting. And when you get there, bring your hands to your heart, heart to your hands. Taking a little bow to seal your practice. Namaste. So from Miss Lulu and myself, enjoy the rest of your day. Any comments, any questions, any requests, let me know. I'm sending you so much love.